Alright, how's everyone doing today? Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different shave. We're going to be doing a new school versus old school shave. Essentially a shave like your granddad and shave like you're buying products today on the artisan market. So I'm going to try hands up with that. I have my granddad's re-knotted, what is it? C40, so it's kind of old, but this is a 3-band badger, whereas it would have been a dyed boar. And we have a Thader beehive, so this will stand in for our new premium options, and this will stand in for the old. Let's get some prep on. I did wet my face down with some warm water. It's Sunday evening. Just got off work at an hour, 15-20 minutes ago. So the latest video I did with the me making the shaving brush has done way better than I'd ever imagine anything doing, really. Alright, and I did not bloom the Williams, and this is my granddad's cup. So, can't wait to use this. And so this is the exact thing of Williams. So after my granddad died, he had 6 or 7 of these in his vanity, and I don't know at what point this was purchased. It doesn't have a date on it, but the ingredients are sodium tallowate, potassium stearate, sodium cocoate, water, glycerin, tetrasodium etridonate, pentasodium pentate as fragrance, and titanium dioxide. So if anyone else knows when that was made, let me know. And we're going to be using Barrister Mann clusterfig. Every time I say cluster and then say anything with F afterwards, I don't want to say fig. So, but this stuff has a really good smell. It's a very fall fragrance. It says it's green fig, lemon, apple, violet, amber, orange blossom, and jasmine. Alright, so let's get going with the loading here. Feels a little bit wrong comparing them, but I mean, this is legitimately what came from my granddad. So here we go. A lot of people have I don't want to say a hard time loading up Williams. I've never had an issue with it, even with hard water. I do keep adding water to the tips of my brush, and what I'm trying to do is just get a light paste going. We're getting a bunch of fluffy it smells alright. Not much of anything, just a kind of like an industrial fresh, I want to say like just a fresh scent. I don't know, reminiscent of aqua Velva or something. We'll do red, retro. We'll do the right side. There's that. Alright, and the Thader, we knocked out. I can shake it and it barely drops anything. I just wet the tips again. I knocked out more than I wanted to. Here's the clusterfig. And these ingredients are a whole lot different Water. Glycerin is the #1 ingredient, which is pretty wild. And then potassium stearate, potassium taloate, sodium stearate, fragrance, sodium taloate. I have to stop if I want to keep here. Coconut milk, potassium cocoate. A whole bunch of words I can't pronounce. Alright, there we go. Wet that and just do a couple more little spins here. Alright, I feel better about that. Even though I don't have to do my whole face. Alright, here we go. Williams. A bit drier than I expect. Feels weird only loading one side of your face. I don't say I feel a bit of menthol, but I did put that prep on. Alright, look at that. I don't know if you can see that sheen. So I'm looking at some of the metrics of my last few videos, and I think it's like only 20% of the people that are subscribed are actually watching the videos. Not that 20% of the people that are subscribed, but almost 70% of my views are coming from unsubscribed people. I'll tell you this, just comparing the two, obviously. That's what this whole video is about. Immediately putting this on my face, the scent. That's Parker laughing. He must be really enjoying something. I'm smelling this, it's like it fills the whole room. You can see the difference in lather there. I must have had much more water in this knot. It's a thicker knot, probably more dense knot, so it's harder to knock water out of it. As y'all saw, I really loaded it. I always find it weird whenever I don't know if I have here recently, ask anyone to like, comment, or subscribe. But so for the right side, the retro side, we're gonna use this red tip. I'm gonna throw a feather in there. These are very sharp, smooth for me generally in most razors. They're not the most efficient blade, that for me that goes to the Kai. Alright, I don't know if you can see this, but this has the hooks right there. You just kind of grab the blade, drop it on there, and drop it down. Okay. And then for the modern side, I'm going to use my above the tie H2. I prefer shorter handle razors. For this, we'll use an Astra. This is the last thing I used in the above the tie razor, I believe. I don't remember it being the most smooth thing, but I think last time I used that razor, it was just shave off my whole beard, and I also hadn't shaved in a while. And so look at the precision in that right there. It's just got these two studs that hold it in there perfectly. Now, if we were comparing this to an older design razor, where we might have to make sure that it's, see, that's where the studs go in, and it's just perfect. You might have to look at the razor and look at the blade alignment with it and think, okay, is that right? But with this, 100% you know. It's another difference, but with this, it's generally spot on. All right, let's look here. That looks about the same, but this has been sitting on there probably another 2 or 3 minutes. That's quite nice. So back onto the like, comment, and subscribe thing. I find it weird to ask. I guess just my brain just assumes that if you find something interesting, you'll hit the like button or comment. And you'll naturally, people that are interested might want to subscribe. Hey, Paula.
I just peed.
You just peed?
Mm-hmm.
Well, luckily and unluckily for the bank account, you still have diapers on. Give me about another 10-15 minutes. I'll be right in there, okay? I love you. You want to go continue watching your movie? Love you, buddy. Alright, how was Apollo? Alright. I'm going to use some water. Okay. There we go. Now, I'm not going to comment on the blade feel difference, but the efficiency feels fairly similar. They're just two different razors. No matter if this was made yesterday, if I compare this to a different razor, and look at that. What do y'all think? Whenever someone's asking for a like, comment, or subscribe, are you like, oh, come on, dude, or whatever? Wow, okay, well, that's a big difference. Look at that. That has been totally taken down, and that is not. But it's a multi-pass shave, so. That really doesn't matter. And I could have been talking. Alright. Let's go, round 2. just sitting there, and it is, I won't say dried up, but look at that. You can really see the streaks from the hair, and it's still held up, which is pretty wild, because generally on modern soaps, the first ingredient is stearic acid, and from making my own soap, I found that the overall lowest amount of stearic acid I could have in, I'm about to get some water. The overall lowest amount of stearic acid I could get in my soap, and the lather not fade, to be about 45 to 40%. And at that 40%, there we go, we're well hydrated. And that was with keeping oleic acid to under 10%. And that was keeping it to a acceptable minimum. Like, this is not what you expect. Look at this. Did I just not load this enough? Look at the difference. Look at that. Now this feels slicker, just with the like moving the brush over. It's probably more hydrated. That smell, man, that's good. Now I can say this, the angle that you hold your razor at is pretty different. More water. I found with that with a lot of modern razors, it's either a more flat angle or a much more curved angle between what the modern razors that I've used. Now there are quite a few modern razors that I do want to try. The one that's got the name, I can't think of it. I think it's Carve, maybe. The Overlander or the Christopher Bradley. I think it's just quite funny that the razor's got a human name. I think it'd just be funny. I don't know. Razor with a human name. I'll say this is exceedingly easier to get water out of, or well, to get the lather and hair garbage out of. But it's got a much larger blade gap. Let's give this a feel. About the same. Same. That red tip and that H2. This is a bit smoother. I mean, we're talking there's got to be less than a 5% difference in it. Alright, so this is the left side. I'll fill around. I'll just reload or relather. Mustache hair is good. I don't worry about that. Okay. Look at this. I am surprised. Did I overload this? This is pretty silly. If this didn't smell exactly like what's in that package. It's got to be coming through on camera, but that versus that, it has to be the difference down to the brush. Just didn't knock enough water out of this, or something's up with that clusterfig base. Smooth. Much better. That's it. I mean, these two together are pretty evenly matched. Alright, let me get rinsed off. I'll give it an overall feel, and then we'll start doing a post shave. Alright, now we're cleaned off. Got all the soap off. And we're going to be going with a post shave splash of some vintage ice blue aqua Velva. I mean, you can see this, but I think it's pretty cool. The ingredients are on the back of that sticker. Oh yeah. That's nice. So I'm gonna do some vintage that. Vintage Aftershave splash, which is quite nice. I don't want to overuse that, just a little bit. Alright, and 444. I'd say out of all the products I've used, this is just one that I just haven't found anything better than, or enough better than, to say, you know, I'm going to buy that. Once this goes out, I will buy another little tube of it. This has lasted forever. Use like a pea size on your whole face. Stay moisturized for hours. Nice little menthol kick. So, if I have any long-term review, this would probably be the only thing that I would say. Get this, put this in your den. And then I've been using Prep and 3P, and that would be up to your preference. This is a bit thicker and has a bit more of a camphor smell, so it would interfere with your artisan soaps and stuff if you were going to use that. 3P doesn't usually do that as much. All right, and then we're going to finish it up with some new cognoscenti, and this is, I think, number 8, and this smells like fall. This smells like you are arms out, falling backwards into a pile of leaves. Every bit of that. This is an incredible smell. This is an interesting scent. This is one of those that just, I can't wait to put this on. I'm upset whenever it's spring or summer because I want to wear this. Really love that. That's that. I am actually pretty alarmed at how well these two match up. I guess with the blade choices. This had a feather in it. This had an Astra. Have to switch it out and see how that goes different. The biggest difference is angle, and then how easy the debris came out of the combs. But I guess that's the difference between open comb and closed comb. And then might have been on me. I could have underloaded this, but I mean, look, we got plenty of, yeah, look how wet that is. So all of the lathering issue is up to me and not loading it heavy enough. So if we turn around, this is a 26 millimeter knot, 2-band, really densely packed, and this is a 20 millimeter knot, not so densely packed, but I did overload because I know that Williams can be quite finicky, especially with water content. And if you overload, then your water content, you just add it until it's right. I mean, that's pretty nice. Let me get that off my hand now. Otherwise I'll be pulling a Ricky Bobby and not knowing what to do with them for the rest of the video. Alright, I'm going to get the water back on. Alright. So, alright. Well, my camera died and I'm holding my phone now, so this is probably going to look quite odd. But after this whole thing's done, even after I have put the 444 on and all that, this is a whole lot more drying and draggy, and this is really smooth, like silky and slick. So there's a definite post-shave difference. This does feel more soft, and this feels like I'm putting the same pressure on. So this is much more drying for sure, and this is really moisturizing, silky. So I'd say the post-shave modern product, when it comes to building lather, I'd say it's about the same, because however you add your water and do all that, it's gonna be about the same. And then, as I just found out, you can make that red tip pretty well as efficient as the Atlas H2, which is one of my most efficient razors. Now, if we had a lot of growth, if we had like 10, 15 a month's worth of growth, that closed bar would definitely ride on top of your hair. So it's one of the great things about the open comb. That's just design. If there was an open comb vintage razor, I'm sure we could do the same, or a closed comb vintage razor, I'm sure we could do the same. And loading was easy. Soaps turned out great. Post shave definitely goes to the new stuff. And think that's about all there is to it. So don't feel bad for Granddad. He was getting a good shave too. Y'all take care, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.